is Joe Sonona with Coffee Talk with the Listing Pros in Real Estate. And I have a special guest this week coming all the way from Colorado. And his name is Bo Palazola. And welcome to the show. Bo?
Thanks, Joe. Really appreciate having me. I'm excited to talk about listings and any questions you have for me.
So I will start. Tell me a little bit about your background. As you know, this program is called Coffee Talk with the Listing Pros, and we'll ask you a series of questions. But I'd like to get into your background. I don't really like to promote companies, but if you want to mention your company, that's fine. But tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in real estate.
Yeah, of course. So my name's Bo Palazola. I'm 27 years old here in Breckenridge, Colorado. And I've gotten to real estate really because, I have a family background of high-end sales and definitely knew that sales was the name of the game for me and my passion. I learned that very, very early on in life. But started out actually as a property manager here in Breckenridge. So I got to know all the different properties very well and knew that I wanted to sell those properties. I always knew that business and that sector was not something that I would do for the rest of my life. So I got into real estate about 2.5 years ago now, and I've been fortunate enough to really work hard 7 days a week and be there for my clients and really go above and beyond and get market share in less than 24 months here in my niche market in Breckenridge.
Wow, 24 months. That's awesome. So there has to be some sort of a secret sauce that I ask all my listing agents here on the show. What is your secret sauce to listing?
Well, really it's just relating with high net worth individuals. I don't get, really caught off guard very easily. And I find common ground. And I talk about stuff that's not related to real estate and not related to money. And really just get to know these people first before I can offer my services and really help. That's very key, and just always being there for your clients. Definitely always being there for your sellers, willing to do anything that they need done because we are a second, third home destination. So a lot of times they're not here. So it's putting different hats on, offering to go over to the properties, shovel snow, check on the dogs if they're out of town and leave their pets around, to checking on the mail, to really just doing things that your average agent, I don't think one would think of or two really want to do because all they want to do is just sell real estate and get the commission check and move on to the next. One thing that really stuck with me is, our good friend Ricky said is he values relationships and not deals. And he told me that about 2.5 years ago now. And that's something that I very, very much value my business on and my morals.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And do people just naturally come to you and want to list with you? I mean, you're very young, right? How old are you again?
27 years old. Yeah. So at first I
27.
thought,
So
yeah.
does anybody get that fear of listing with you because of that age?
You know what? That's one thing that I thought I would see major pushback on, and it's the one thing that I have not come across in my short time in real estate. And I think it's really just because I separate myself, I carry myself very well, and I get to know the person. These high net worth individuals, they have to get to know you before they ever like you, and get to like you before they ever trust you. So it's very important for me to just be there and get to know them. It's a small community, so I'm constantly out on Main Street, going to local events, trying to be a part of my community as much as possible to where my face and name is literally everywhere. And the first listings did not come to me. I had to go for them and really let the client know, give me a chance and I will not let you down. And that's very important for all, new agents and especially younger agents like myself is don't be scared to go up against that top agent in town because now I've become one of the top agents in town. And that's very important to me. And now, yes, sellers are calling me to list their property, which is a true testament to what I've done and a true blessing, definitely.
That is awesome. And what kind of technology do you use when you go out on a listing?
So, I'm with Sotheby's. I won't push that brand with you too much, but it's just having the different platforms. It's obviously at the end of the day, it's your personal brand. It's what you're willing to do, what other agents don't do. We're a small sandbox here in my market, and there's a lot of agents that live here for the lifestyle. and they love the lifestyle. They love to ski, they love to hike, and they like to be in the outdoors. And if they do, 5 to 8 transactions a year and put 6 figures in their pocket, they're happy, right? And that's one thing that I do not pride myself on, and I do not run my business model that way. I'm here because I saw an opportunity. I'll kind of step back a little. I had a closing not too long ago, and the seller took me out to dinner after the closing and said, "Bo, you're not here for the lifestyle. You're here because you see an opportunity." And that really stuck with me. A lot of my agents that I go up against aren't working 7 days a week. They go off sphere of influence, which is great. They've been in the business for 25, 30 years, but they don't hustle and they don't grind. And that's one thing that I do every day. I rise and grind every day for my clients, and they know that. But going back to the marketing, it's really separating yourself. Me being a millennial and being a new agent or a newer agent, I've seen everything happen, I feel like, in 24 months. And I have separated myself due to the marketing that I do that's all digital. We do a lot of
Mm.
geo targeting, we do a lot of geo fencing in our top feeder markets. We do Facebook ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads. It's very important to promote these listings, these high end listings that I have, these $4 to $6 million properties in our top feeder markets, because 90% of the buyers are not local here in Breckenridge. So we actually have to
Do you spend a
find.
lot of money on those ads?
You know what? I do spend a lot of money on those ads. I've gotten to where, as a new agent, obviously you probably don't have a lot of money to spend, but I've reinvested my income and my earnings into my marketing, and it's paid off huge. You have to spend money to make money, definitely. So my thing is, yes, once you have a sale, once you have a few under your belt, take those commission checks and double down on your marketing, especially in a time right now, when things are going so virtual and so digital with everything happening. Blast your face and name everywhere on the internet so people see it constantly, and then when they think of real estate, they think of you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're blowing me away with this interview because I could tell you're a go-getter. You have a good work ethic. Is that something that you would give as far as advice to a new agent?
Yes, of course. As a new agent, what you put in this business is what you get out of this business. And I believe in that wholeheartedly. So, as a new agent, in my market, because we're a tourist market, we're a destination market, we have people coming in every week from around the country and around the world when things are running normally. And it's very important to lean in and put yourself out there at all times. I tell new agents, you're always on the clock. You never know where your next deal is going to come from. So as far as that goes, as a new agent, I say go to the best agent in your office that has the best, most expensive listings and offer to do open houses and sit at those listings. I believe in open houses like my office. So I treat open houses like my office. I go there and I work, and if someone comes in, that's just a cherry on top. But you always are open and you're always available to new clients. So during the season here, I'll do open houses 6, 7 days a week, and I've closed millions of dollars in volume strictly off sitting at open houses. I think as a new agent, that's what you do. You preview property, you get to know the best $200,000 condo, the best $600,000 condo, the best $1 million house, the best $2 million house, the best $5 million house on the market at any given time. And when somebody comes in, you can instantly fire off information about what they're looking for in their price point, and just get to know them too. And when an open house to me is an elevator pitch every time someone comes in the door.
So, would you say the same advice to somebody who is more experienced in the business? What kind of advice would you give that person who's looking for a big push or something to redefine themselves, veteran in the business?
I mean, I think even it goes to the older agents that have been around forever. I think you get complacent, and I think a lot of times you strictly go off your sphere of influence and referrals, and that's okay. That can be a good business. But if you're still trying to grow as a veteran and find new things to implement into your business, I think you look at the younger up and coming millennial agents, and you get better at Facebook, you get better at Instagram, you do open houses again. I Just because you're older doesn't mean you can't go set up 5 or 6 open house signs and go sit in an open house on a Saturday or Sunday. I think that's important. But just being involved in the community. whether it's going to happy hour and just drinking a glass of water, but talking to people, or going to the country club and playing golf and getting to know your local, population there. I go play golf almost every day in the summer just to meet people. It's all about local events. It's all about being out there in public at all times, and really just putting yourself out there. One of my sayings is talk to 5 new people a day. Even if you are a veteran agent and you want to grow your book of business, talk to new people every day. Don't just work off your sphere and wait for them to come to you. A lot of older agents just put a for sale sign in the ground, stick it in the MLS, and wait for it to sell. And that's how I've gotten multi-million-dollar listings from veteran agents, because I do go above and beyond, and I do exceed my sellers' expectations by blasting the property 24/7, 7 days a week, digital marketing, printed marketing, everything that comes in between.
Do you do a lot of do you do any like house tours, like a Matterport or any type of videography in your
Yes, of
business?
course. Yes, of course. I do the 3D Matterports on all of my listings, and I do a really, really nice video on all of my higher end listings. And I like to tell my videographer to keep the video around 60 seconds, because people's attention spans will be lost after 60 seconds. So I definitely
Right.
believe in video. We like to incorporate lifestyle into the video, so it's not just strictly real estate, but it's also the lifestyle of why this buyer is buying this 4, 5, $6 million house. There I sell a lifestyle in Breckenridge, so we incorporate the town, we incorporate skiing, hiking, biking, and the property all in a 60-second video.
That is awesome. That is all. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like, what do you put into it? Do you splice it between the house that you're selling, the listing, and then the town? Do you shoot like different areas?
Yeah, so we'll shoot different areas. My
Excuse me.
videographer is very talented. It's all drone and the gimbal, where he goes in and takes videos of the property, highlights special features of the property, whether it's an elevator, a movie theater, a wine cellar, really the unique things that the property has to offer. And then he goes around the neighborhood, and he'll film the gondola, which is one of the ski accesses. He'll
Nice.
he'll you know he'll film. Actually, my fiance and I, Gabrielle, in one of our videos, we actually went skiing, and he filmed us skiing and had that in the video. So it's just being unique. My videographer is very talented, so I definitely give him props to coming up with the unique things to add. But it's not really spliced; it's more blended, to where one of my videos I just closed on a $5 million house here in Breckenridge, and it started out of Gabby and I skiing down the slopes, and then showed the private gondola, which is a private ski lift for the neighborhood only, and then went into the house, and then showed the private cross country skiing trail, and ended with kind of a drone video of raising up above the house and showing the ski slopes in the town of Breckenridge in the background.
Breckenridge sounds like the place that I want to go to next
Yes, sir.
for
Yeah,
my
yeah.
next little getaway.
It's a
Don't
great
forget, we
market.
have lunch there.
Yes, sir. It's a great market. I mean, we just got voted the second most visited ski resort in the nation. Number one is
Nice.
Vail. So we're within 30 minutes of the top 2 ski resorts in the nation right now. Breckenridge is a very, very good opportunity to really get into the market. Most of my clients are all second, third home investors, looking to purchase property to cash flow. That's the name of the game here. So when things are going good, and Airbnb and VRBO are back up, a lot of my clients do short-term rent, and they are seeing really nice returns. We're in the green all the way,
Great.
and it's a
That's
good
great.
opportunity for sure.
That's really great. A lot of the themes around this program are centered around the laws of agency. Old car acronym. So I always ask my guests if you had to pick a theme in old car, like obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accountability, reasonable care, which one is your favorite? I know all of them have to be, but you operate with all of them in your head. But if you had to pick a favorite, which one would you pick?
I'd have to say loyalty. To my sellers, I'm loyal to my clients, and I always am always there for them. It never goes to voicemail. I always return the calls if I'm on the other line, and it's just being there and willing to help at all times. So loyalty to me would definitely stick out of those that you just mentioned.
Do you appreciate the loyalty back, or is there certain customers or clients that have been disloyal to you and you said, what happened there? Did you have a question like, let's say, yourself and say, what did I do wrong? Or you just said, okay, I gave it my best and maybe that person and I didn't mesh.
I've never had that happen. I'm able to adapt to different
Lucky.
situations, but I'm still young in my career. I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure there's some sellers that just you can't work with, and I understand that. But I'm able to really understand where these sellers are coming from, and each situation is different. So it's really just adapting to that particular situation and just letting your seller know that you will not let them down. At the end of the day, I don't value a six-figure commission check. I value the relationship that I have and developed with that seller, which then goes into their inner circle and their sphere
Right.
of influence, which will be there forever. After a closing, I don't just say congratulations and never talk to them again. I still talk to my clients that I've closed the last 2 years, and I will continue to talk to my clients that I've closed property for the rest of my life. And that's very important to me.
Do you read special books written by famous authors in real estate? Do you read anything like that? Do you do any type of self improvement or professional development?
You know what? I really don't so much. I really want to start implementing that into my business. I think it's good. The kind of book I'm interested in now is Josh Altman, The Altman Close, because he's a go getter. He's a hustler for sure. But to be honest, there's not really. I don't really have a hot list of books right now that I am reading. Really, I'm just every day in real estate on the MLS, calling withdrawals, calling expires, reaching out to my client database, reaching out to my current clients, which I have 8 listings right now, over $20 million in active listings. And it's
Wow.
just constant. It's 7 days a week for me. So, when
Yeah,
I
but there has to
unwind,
be a part where you say to yourself, okay, I need a little bit of me time. I'm sure you don't get up at 6 a.m. and start doing real estate. You have like a little bit of me time. So let's talk about that me time. What do you do on your me time before you get your day going? Because a lot of new agents, especially new agents, a lot of agents don't have that. So I know like some agents, they start off in the morning with their cup of coffee and they watch the TV and they don't have that. They don't put a lot of work into themselves. They don't do yoga. They don't read. They don't. What is Bo's me time look like?
well, honestly, I get up in the morning, I have my 2 espresso shots, I turn Good Morning America on, and I try to reflect a little bit. I take my dog Bogey out, but really kind of my me time is just trying to hang out with my fiance a little in the mornings and take Bogey out on his little walk in the morning. But then it's game on. I told myself 2 years ago that for the next 7 days, or excuse me, for the next 10 years of my life, I'm prepared to work 7 days a week so I can do whatever I want for the rest of my life. And I really believe in that. So I don't get burnt out because I know it's truly my passion. But really,
Right.
what we do is, we work hard for, say 90 days, 120 days in a row. And then Gabby and I will go and take, a 5 or 6 day vacation, and that's when I really try to shut down. We'll go to California.
Where do
We'll
you
go.
vacation?
We spend a lot of time in Southern California, like Malibu, Los Angeles
Nice.
area. We go. I've taken her back down to Florida, where I grew up on the Gulf Coast of Florida in Destin. We've gone to Hawaii. We try to go. She likes tropical places, so wherever it's warm.
There you go. Well, you're in a cold place, so obviously you got to go to a warmer climate. Um,
Yes.
Tell me, the clientele that comes to Breckenridge, they're from all over the country. Anybody from New York?
You know what? I see a little New York. Our top feeder markets are definitely the Denver metro area, which is about an hour and a half away, And then it's also Dallas, Houston, Austin, Texas, which are probably my highest net worth individuals. And then Naples, Miami, Chicago, and we're starting to see some Southern California.
Very nice, very nice. And how do you cross network with other agents across the country? Do you? I know you're getting referrals from them, but are you giving them referrals back from where you are?
It's not so much me giving referrals versus getting referrals. So it's really just developing that relationship with these agents in my feeder markets that when they do have a client, because a lot of high net worth individuals have real estate broker relationships where they come from, right? So when they think they want to buy a vacation property in Breckenridge, naturally they reach out to their hometown agent first. And that's why it's key to really reach out and go to the best. That's one thing that I've always prided myself on is I'm not scared to talk to the top agent in the nation or the top agent in each market. I go to the best. I actually source out the best and I get to know them, and I'm level headed and I'm real and I don't look scared. I don't look anxious. I'm just myself. And I connect with these people. It's like, going out to Malibu. Chris Cortazzo is the best agent in Malibu with over 6 billion in sales just in the Malibu market, and I knew I wanted to meet him. So what did I do? I direct messaged him on Instagram, got his phone number, called him. I was in Malibu. He had a broker's tour, went to the broker's tour, pulled him to the side, talked to him for 20 minutes or so, got to know him, and next time we're out there, we're planning to do lunch together. So really, it's just finding the best agents in your market and really getting to know them. I think it kind of goes back to if you're just starting out, I had a top agent in my market that I now compete against directly, and he said, "Bo, when you're first starting out, either go be the best, go find the best, and offer to be their assistant and just
Right.
learn, or dive headfirst in and don't look back." And I dove headfirst in and didn't look back.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I love your spirit. You have a spirit that I think every single agent in America should adopt. It's one of big drive. It's positive. It's uplifting. It's something that Forgive me for saying this. It's a Rocky Mountain high.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good high. It's a good spirit that you keep up with, and it's a good work ethic. It's based upon not only is your drive but your work ethic, and I think everybody should have that because not everybody has that, and not every new agent feels that at the beginning. They either get it or they don't get it, and then
Right.
there's so many people giving up.
Yes, sir.
That's why we're here to reduce the failure rate in real estate, as Ricky Carruth says. His mission, my mission, your mission is to reduce that failure rate. And I can tell you right now, you're not going anywhere but up, and you're
Thank
getting
you.
more and more successful. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. For those of you who don't know, Bo and I just recently met, and he made such an impression on me, and that's why he's on this show. If you are a listing pro in real estate and would like to come on to this show, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook at Sonona Speak Seminars, and you'll get on this show if you are a listing pro and you have something to add that will give something in collaboration with other agents around the state of New York, the country. I mean, look, we have Bo on our one coast meeting the other coast, right? Practically.
Yes, sir.
Bo, it was a real pleasure to meet you. Last question, though, before you go. Favorite story or favorite somebody you look up to in a motivational speaker, something that's made an impression on your career.
You know what? If I have to say someone right now that's making an impact on my career, because I'm actually flying out to meet them soon once this virus calms down, is Josh Altman. I think he has a fire under him. I think if anybody's looking to follow an agent right now, I would go follow Josh Altman on Instagram. Another one, obviously, is Ricky Carruth. I've gotten to befriend him. I've known him for a couple of years now. I've seen him in Breckenridge. He's coming out. He's came out here to visit to ski. So those are two people right now in the industry that I really look up to. Another one that's interesting is I think Frederick Euclid is a great agent. He's a funny guy. He's a top producer in the country. I follow the best for sure, but you're not going to relate to everyone. So it's just finding who you relate with and who you connect with, and just kind of shadow what they're doing. I mean, you know that is, if you want to be the best, follow the best. And
What
another
about
thing
your
I'll just
favorite
say.
experience in real estate? Give me a story, something that we could learn from today as agents. Do
Oh
you have
man,
any?
well, I mean, honestly, my stories are just being there for my sellers, because you get to develop a relationship with each seller, and it's so individual and it's so different. It's an honor, really. I can't really think of a story that really sticks out off the top of my head.
I think
But
you said it best. It's every story relating
yeah,
to a seller.
it
And
is.
this is what we do when we list. We have a story for each seller that we service, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I guess
That's
one of the
excellent.
ones that kind of sticks out the most right now is I currently have the highest price sold in Breckenridge, right at $5 million for this year, and that seller.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you. And that seller, he's a dear friend. He's not the healthiest right now. He's getting older and has some health concerns. But we actually, when I got the property under contract, because it was with another agent for about 2 years with no offers and no showings, and I took it over and I had it sold in less than a year and multiple offers. And when we finally closed, we actually cried together on the phone, and that
That's
was
awesome.
that was pretty passionate for me. And he actually said, "I love you, Bo, and you're always a friend of mine." So that's probably one story that really sticks out to me right now. And just one other thing for new agents, there's really no wrong way of doing this. It's just doing it. Put yourself out there 7 days a week and really hustle if this is your
Right.
passion.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much again for being on the show. And I really do appreciate our talks. I really appreciate you coming on Coffee Talk at a time when I believe agents in this country and in the state and wherever you are deserve to hear a rewarding, a very refreshing person give his take on listings. So I do appreciate you being on the show, and we're going to look forward to many, many conversations. And I'm coming out to Colorado to visit you.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to show you around my market, and thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And for all your
Thank you,
viewers, I'm on
Bill.
Instagram at Breck Realty. It's easy, just Breck Realty. Definitely give me a follow to see some very unique properties here in Colorado, and let's keep in touch, Joe.
Yes, definitely. This is Joe Sonona with Coffee Talk with the Listing Pros in Real Estate, sponsored by Sonona Speak Seminars. And thank you again, Bo, for being on the show. And look forward to our next guest. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.